Dear 9th and 10th standard students, so here what are we going to do is we are going to discuss on the dictionary words probably which you have been using right from 9th standard, and it is there in 10th standard also, and it is very much basic and it is required. And here I have already done one video for 8th standard, so which are mostly the biology words, which are mostly the science words which are used in our day-to-day lives and which are most frequently being touched upon in your syllabus, right? So that is why in this word, before even coming to this video, I request you to watch the other video, which is 8th standard biology dictionary or by 8th standard science dictionary, for which I have already given you the link and the access as well. So here whatever is already been discussed in the 8th standard video, the video which I just said, so I will not be touching upon then, probably only the continuation of what was missing there in that word document I will be discussing that. And also please put these things in your science box. Alright, so pseudopodia is something we've discussed on the plasma, and then we've discussed on soma. Yes, soma is body. What is body? We have not discussed on this and we are discussing it now, and soma is called body. So centrosomes, lysosomes, chromosomes, these are some of the ones which will be, and ribosomes, these are the ones which we will be touching upon in our biology. Chromosomes, chroma is color, it is there even down in this word document, so we will touch upon this again. Chroma is colored body, so the bodies which are colored are the chromosomes. Then lysosomes, the bodies which contains the enzymes, the digestive enzymes, these are called the lysosomes. You please understand it in your general terms. Soma is body, lysosomes, the ones which contain the enzymes are called the lysosomes. Next, centrosome, they are the ones where your which are there in your cytocenter are there inside the cytoplasm, they are called, these such kind of bodies are called cytosomes. Then when we are touching upon such topics in your books, in our classes we will discuss in detail and we will go according to the science definitions, right? Having said this, hemo is, yes, it's already been touched upon in our 8th standard video, so I'll not work more on this. Hemoglobin, hemophilia, hemorrhage and hemorrhoids. So we worked on the prefix hemo, which actually meant to be blood, right? Anti, yes, we have worked upon this also. Then monomial expressions, unicycle, yes, that's also done. Micro, we have done this in 8th, and then endo, yes, everything is done. Endo and exo. With respect to hypo and hypotonic, hypothyroidism, hypoactive and hypotonic is not something we have discussed earlier. Now let us work on that. Hypo is lower, lesser than the conditions, given conditions. Tonic is strength. So it is a condition in which the solution outside the cell is having the lower concentration compared to the one which is inside the cell. Got it? So the outside cell the solution which is outside the cell is having lesser strength compared to the one which is there inside. And hypertonic, which is quite opposite. Outside the cell is having more solute concentration comparing to the inside cell. Hyper. Next, prokaryotes, yes, we worked on prokaryotes, we worked on eukaryotes and perikaryotes. Again, karyon is nucleus, peri is outside. So probably, yes, in our 8th standard video we have worked upon the periscope, the perimeter and all. So here again peri is outside. So the cell body of the neuron which is surrounding the nucleus is called the perikaryon. So it is a membrane which is just surrounding the nucleus is called perikaryon. Alright, let's move on. Uni and multi, unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. If it is not dealt in 8th standard video, please do this again. Unicellular, uni is single, multicellular having many. Unidirectional, going on one direction, and sorry, this is multi-directional, going on many directions. One second, multi-directional. Univocal, having one single voice. Multivocal, multiple voices. When there is a crowd, it's multi voices. When somebody is singing, univoice. Next, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Auto is on the same. Trophic is somebody, auto is myself, the self. Then organisms which are producing the trophies food, organisms which are producing their own food are called autotrophic plants. Autotrophic animals or organisms. So example is plants. Heterotrophic, we don't produce the food, we depend on others, we only cook, okay, but the raw materials are produced by someone, rice, paddy, right, and then what, green leaves and so on. So we are totally depending on others. So probably if I say all the animals are heterotrophic. Next, homo and hetero. Homo don't is teeth. So here there are certain kind of organisms where they are having the same teeth inside the mouth. Every tooth is same, but we individuals, we don't have that. So such kind of animals which are having of the same teeth, which are same in size and shape, are homodonts, and the other ones which are having different size and shape are heterodonts. So we are all heterodonts. And then homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homo is same, genus is the kind. So there are some animals which are of the same kind are called homogeneous, and of the different kind are called heterogeneous. Next, pylorus. Pylorus is, pylon is gate. So let's go for this prefix. Pylon, which is gate, and pylorus is gatekeeper. So before the food gets into the small intestine, it has to be inside the stomach. Stomach acts as a gatekeeper, so it's called the pylorus. Next, leucoplast, chloroplast and chromoplast. Now we understood what are those plasts. Plasts are nothing but the plasts. Leuco is white. Leuco is white, and this is a colorless plastids are leucoplasts, and then chloro, the green plastids, and then chromo, the colored plastids. Next, after saying about this prefix, here we go for phases. What are the different phases a cell division goes in? This is there in 10th standard. So this is prophase, anaphase, metaphase and telophase. We will do one thing. When we get into the classes, let us understand. Alright. Next, go for a very important one where we are all using this. This is called iso. Iso is being same or similar. Isomers, isotonic, isometric, isotopic. Isomers, we speak a lot on that in 10th standard chemistry in ICSE. Isomers, they are the compounds which are having the same number of atoms. The number of atoms in such compounds are same. Don't worry on the examples and kind of things. Now all we are doing is we are trying to have a relation with the different words which are having the same prefixes. What is it? Iso is the same prefix. Iso means same. Tonic, we understood earlier, tonic is strength. Isotonic. So the solution inside the cell and the solution outside the cell, the concentrations are same. Isometric, having the same measurements. Isotopic, they are the ones which are whichever the way you measure, they are having the same measurements or the same properties also, I can say. Let me put it as properties, chemical properties, physical properties, whichever the way you measure, they are of the same kind. So such kind of chemicals, we call it as isotopes. Such kind of measurements are isometrics and isotonic. The same solutions, isomers, are the compounds which are having the same atomic numbers, or the number of atoms. Next, chloro, yes, we have discussed this, chlorophyll and chloroplast. Lysis is breaking, very important. Electrolysis. What happens there in electrolysis? We are going to break down there the combined or the bonded ions which carries the current. The breaking of the ionic compounds to their corresponding atoms to carry current through them. So H2O, if I give you an example, H2O, water and oxygen, they are divided, they will be broken down. H2O is a compound which got broken down into H separate and O separate. O goes for on anode side and H goes on cathode side, and they start conducting the electricity, and this kind of breaking down of the compounds to their ions, right? The compounds to their respective ions for the purpose of what? Carrying current. This is called electrolysis. Same way photolysis. So, here it is very specific. The process of dividing hydrogen and oxygen from water molecules using what? Light. This is called photolysis. Next, excretion. Excretion is something excreting out, taking out. So, next, let's go for surrounding perimeter. Surrounding perimeter. The external surface measurement is called perimeter. Next, perikaryon. We have already discussed. Pericardium, a membrane. Cardia is nothing but your heart, right? Okay. Cardium, cardiac muscles. Cardia. Let me say it as heart. Okay. Pericardium is heart. It means a membrane which is surrounding the heart is called pericardium. Periphery, the external surface of any body is called periphery. Now, what we understood totally in this video, we worked on the prefixes mainly. Then we learnt many of the Greek words. These biological terms or the science terms are mainly derived from Greek. So, we learnt many of them. We tried to kind of correlate. What happens? What is the benefit of this video? Next time when you get such words where there are some prefixes, you yourself get to know its meaning. For example, perimeter. Peri is outside, we got to know, and meter is a measurement. So, the measurement outside of any object is called perimeter. Perikaryon. Karyon you got to know it is nucleus. Peri. So, somebody gives you perikaryon and you know its nucleus. Peri is outside. So, the outside nuclear membrane is called perikaryon. So, like this, my dear friends, please follow this. I request you to go through such videos again and again so that these are your building blocks for your percentage score and for your knowledge. Thank you.